address you live in is going to mean much more than people know. For example, on my street or a couple streets up, there's a 7 address. When you add up the address, it equals 7. The number 7 is for poor health. On the flip side, I have a 5 house right across the street. 5 is the number of the entertainer. We have cars in front of our house all the time. They're always throwing parties because they're a 5 house. That's the social house.
Okay, guys, got Runitup here, one of the most successful day traders in the world right now, and he's doing it using numerology. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Very happy to be here.
Dude, what you do, I mean, 92 win percent, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's unheard of in day trading.
Absolutely, it is. It's crazy.
I feel like even the top day traders that you hear about on Wall Street are like shooting 55, maybe 60%.
Yeah, and what that goes back to is their risks to reward and stuff like that. So, I have different, and we'll talk about it later, but I have different market codes that give lower percentages, better returns. The higher ones, 92, 94%, they're going to give you a lower return on investment, but it still has that high strike rate. So you're looking at the long-term game, and we'll get into that.
Yeah, and I like that you're actually relatable because you started with very little money.
Yeah.
You didn't come in heavy. You started with close to zero, right?
Exactly. So, so I started trading in 2013. I kind of got lucky with the timing of it. I had no idea about numerology, astrology. And later on, I found out it was actually a snake year. So when I started trading, it was a snake year, and I'm an ox, so it's friendly timing. But by 2015, I literally lost it all. Okay, so I want to be clear. I went broke with this, and I basically had to call my sister for help. She let me sleep on her couch. I got a job, and I just worked from the bottom up. So I've been through the highs and lows when it comes to this, and the biggest thing I could tell people is just keep going. But yeah, I started with very little money. And I was able to turn that into 580K, applying numerology to the stock market. And we'll probably get into that a little bit more later. But yeah, I essentially started with a little bit, got a little bit too cocky, lost it all in my enemy year, which is the GOAT year, and basically started from scratch. But before we jump into all that, I do have a present for you.
Oh shit.
What I like to do is, one, I'm a fan of you. I looked up your birthday, me and you would get along great. And I want to pay homage to you. Thank you for giving me the platform. And I mean that. You have an awesome platform you built, and it means a lot for you to have me on here. So this guy is born in the year of the ox, okay? So I got him some Gucci because Gucci is a rooster, okay? And rooster and ox are best friends. So I got you some Gucci, got you some shades, my man. That's for you.
Thanks, brother.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And I just want to thank you for putting me on the platform and what you've built.
Dude, thanks a lot. This is honestly the most expensive gift a guest has gotten me.
There you go.
1,500 episodes.
There you go. Yeah, so thank you for having me on. Yeah.
Wow, appreciate that, man. Yeah, I never realized how important numerology was until we both met our mutual friend, Gary, the numbers guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And he changed my life. I'm going to keep it real.
Yeah.
I was so closed off to this stuff, and I was kind of a doubter and a non-believer, honestly, at first.
Yeah. No, I had the same story because the way I got into numerology was because back when I was working a sales job in San Diego, the guys at the company, they wanted to play, it was a Super Bowl. So they wanted to have a company thing where you put some money in and everybody. So I went on ESPN and I started on YouTube, and I started looking for who's going to win the Super Bowl. So I could put some money on it to have some fun. So then I found Gary on there doing sports predictions. And I said, dude, this stuff is woo-woo. This is weird, nasty. I don't know what the hell this shit is. And he put out his pick and it won. So I immediately joined his sports picks after that. And I, became a true believer, but it took me a long time. Like, it took me years to actually believe him. And that's because I'm a 4-life path. We're the most skeptical by nature.
Really?
So we are super skeptical. We don't believe in none of this stuff. We're probably the hardest to convert to this, but slowly I started seeing it in my life. And then when I started seeing that you can apply it to the stock market, I was already a day trader. I was like, dude, I need to figure this out. Absolutely.
Wow. So you're a 4-life path. What does that mean?
4-life path. So that means if you add up my birthday, it equals 4. 3 and 1 equals 4. That basically what that means is I'm very structured, very business oriented, business before pleasure. I rely on systems, very loyal, but I'm fucking boring. I tell people I'm probably the most boring person you will meet. I don't like to leave the house. I'm very social and all that stuff, but I'm just a boring, stick to my routine. If something's out of my routine, I don't like it. Like, I'm just a boring. That's what the 4-life path is. A 4-life path is somebody who can work at the same job for about 50 years and not complain. Whereas a 5-life path, or anybody born on a 5-day, they will go crazy because they need to be out and about, and they need to, have a different scenery. I don't need that. I just need to stick with the plan and just do it like that. So 4-life paths were extremely boring, but we're extremely good at what we do.
That makes sense. The Tri-Light from Therasage is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light, deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therasage and its next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared from 580 to 980 nanometers. Optimal penetration, enhanced energy, skin rejuvenation, pain relief, better performance, quicker recovery, and so much more. Therasage has been leading the game for over 25 years, and this panel is FDA listed and USB powered. Ultra soft and flexible and ultra portable. On-body red light therapy I use daily, and I take it everywhere I travel. This is the Thera O3 ozone module from Therasage. It's a portable ozone and negative ion therapy in one. It boosts oxygen, clears and sanitizes the air, and even helps your mood. It's a total game changer at home or on the go. This little device is the Thera O3 ozone module by Therasage, and it's one of my favorite wellness tools. In the sauna, it boosts ozone absorption through your skin up to 10 times, oxygenating your blood and supporting deep detox. Outside the sauna, it purifies the air, killing germs, bacteria, viruses, and mold, and it improves mood and sleep with negative ion therapy. It's compact, rechargeable, and perfect for travel, planes, offices, hotel rooms, you name it. It's like carrying clean energy wherever you go. This is the Thera H2Go from Therasage, the only bottle with molecular hydrogen structured water and red light in one. It hydrates, energizes, and detoxes water upgraded. The Thera H2Go from Therasage isn't just a water bottle. It's next level hydration. It infuses your water with molecular hydrogen, one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. That means less oxidative stress, more energy, and faster recovery. But here's what makes it stand out. It's the only bottle that also structures your water and adds red light to supercharge it. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it. Do you treat certain life paths differently?
Of course. Yeah. So as one of Gary's top students, Gary Girenberg, GG33, I'm one of the capos, so I'm one of the top students. I learn my family dynamics and how to treat certain people. So I'll talk to my mother differently than I'll talk with my father, because my mother's a cat with 3 energy and my dad is a 33 life path rat. So there's 2 different spectrums. So when I meet people and I know their birthday, I have to treat them accordingly because I want to get along with people. I don't want to start anything, but you need to kind of know who you're dealing with.
Yeah, which I think is really important because people try to treat everyone else the same, but everyone has their own life path and their astrology charts. Of
course. Yeah. So everyone's going to be completely different. I'll talk with you different the way I talk with Gary. I'll talk with, your producer different than I'll talk with you, or et cetera, et cetera. You got to know who you're dealing with. And numerology is the gateway to be able to do that.
Yeah. But also at the same time, you do blind readings and you're pretty accurate with those.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I do is, being one of Gary's top students, I did crack the code for letterology. Basically, letterology is the study of letters. Because if you look at the English alphabet, every letter is assigned a number. So A equals 1, B equals 2, 3 equals C, et cetera, et cetera. So with that information, I'm able to take anyone blind off the street and I can go ahead and just read them. So for example, I got your producer's info and I want to give her a blind reading now. Okay. And I've met this individual about 5 minutes ago. I don't know her birthday. It's not on the internet. I don't know anything about her. And I'm going to read her on the spot. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to put her info out there. But let me go ahead and explain how I do it. And I'll do it right now. So this individual, okay, so let me explain something. Let me be really clear here. So just kind of give you guys a little bit of background real quick before I jump into the reading. So when it comes to us as individuals, there's 4 quadrants to us. We have the emotional side of us. We have an intuitive side. We have a physical side. And then we have a mental side. So when you have the letters, you can break that down into different quadrants and you know exactly what the person is. So I'm going to go ahead and read this individual. And I want her to come in here after to tell me if I was right or if I was wrong. And now, guys, if you guys are watching at home or whatever camera that is, if I'm wrong, I want her to come in here and roast me. I want her to embarrass me. I want to be on every front page of the internet. This guy's a fraud. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But I'm so good at what I do. I know exactly what I'm doing. All right. So look, the individual. All right. I'm going to talk about her right now. Okay. On the mental side. So she's highly ambitious and driven by recognition. So she craves material success, but often encourages, but also she has some financial ups and downs. The thing about this person is she can appear well organized, but struggles with long-term projects and seeing them through to completions. So basically, this person is more of a business person when it comes to their mind. Now, on the physical side, she's more of a dreamer than a doer. She prefers, visualizing success rather than actively pursuing it. Okay. So she would actually prefer to avoid physical labor whenever possible and, figure out ways to do things through the loopholes. So the thing about her, she can be easily bored and disengaged in sexual relationships. Okay. She loses interest very quick. Once that initial excitement fades. Now, on the emotional side of her, she's curious about others, but avoids revealing her personal feelings. So sometimes she can appear misleading because she could be very unpredictable and she has mood swings. So she could be prone to emotional outbursts, but she's definitely a risk taker. She's driven by passion, pleasure, and impulse and all that stuff. And the thing about her, she adapts well to social situations, but she remains emotionally elusive. So that means that she's one of the person who she can meet and network with people, but she's not going to reveal her real feelings. Now, let's see here. Okay, now the last part about her, on her intuitive side, she's a skeptic at heart. Okay, she prefers logic and practicality over mystical and intuitive stuff. She possesses a strong problem-solving skills. And she's definitely structured. She's more analytical than a free-flowing person. And she's more inventive than artistic. So she's able to find practical solutions that might be rooted, in reason. So if that individual could come out here and tell me if I'm lying or tell me if I'm telling the truth.
Let's see it.
Tell the truth. And if I'm lying, please expose me on this big ass podcast. Because this podcast gets a lot of views. I'm a subscriber. So I know how many views it gets.
Moment of truth.
That was extremely accurate. It was kind of scary. At first I was like, I don't know. It can't know that much, but it is very, very true. And I've talked to many people that have confirmed those things. I've met with like psychics and people who do readings, and they also said things like that about me. So I would say that those are very true statements.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
For the record, have I ever met you before?
No, we just met I think he's probably been here for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And then another thing, do I know your birthday?
No.
Okay. So this is the power of letterology. So why this is important? It's important because if you know this information in your everyday life, you can use it. So let's say you're a manager of Gucci. Let's say you're a manager of a department store. Then you would know who to hire based off of their name. You can be like, all right, this manager and this worker will never get along based off of their name. You could do it like that. And then you could use it in the stock market. Okay, this stock market's name is this. So it has a tendency to do this on this time. So that's how we apply, this knowledge to the stock market as well as to everyday people.
Wow.
So thank you for proving me right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
That was super
I got one
cool.
for Sean Kelly. I'll do his. I'll email it to you so you have it for life. And I went more deep for yours. I got a whole video presentation just for you.
Sick.
It's going to help you in life and whatever you do going forward. But you're actually in the right city. You're in the right place. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
I appreciate that, man. Damn, letterology.
Yeah, letterology.
I need to look more into that. So so when you're day trading stock, you're looking at how the ticker is spelled or the name of the company?
Yeah. So a couple different ways. So one is obviously the most important is the numbers behind it. So every stock has a birthday and every stock has an IPO, right? So if you can look at those, you can find a lot of information. And then individually, if you look at the stock's name, the full name of the company, and then the individual ticker, that's also going to give you information to be able to do that. So for example, doing that, that's how I was able to go from 0 to 500K in under 8 months just by doing that. So a lot of people on Wall Street would say, damn, this is fucking crazy, right? But those guys, they would say my approach is unorthodox, but those are the guys who are secretly calling me for sessions. So I have hedge fund clients that use my stuff secretly. So they won't talk about it like on their Zoom calls or whatever, but they're secretly using my stuff, which goes back to Gary, who taught me all this stuff.
And Gary said there's a lot of billionaires that use this on the low.
Oh, yeah. One of my trading mentors, he actually manages 500 million, and he uses LOP, which is the law of polarity, mixed with numerology.
Wow.
And he was doing that back in the early 2000s before I even knew what numerology was. So a lot of people at the top use this, they just don't talk about it. And a lot of guys on Wall Street use this. The problem is they just call it quant. So they're using numbers like Jim Simmons, they're using numbers, but they'll just say it's quant when it's really numerology because they don't want to put people on the woo-woo stuff. But It's the year of the snake, so it's the time to actually put this information out there.
Yeah. And see, there's a lot of skeptics with numerology, but you're actually proving that it works with real numbers and money.
Yeah, exactly. And I have 280 students that can, vouch for me.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.
There's one of your biggest podcast guests. We talked about him earlier. I actually for his group, I do provide trading signals for him.
Yeah.
And he can verify that my trades have been about 90% win rate since last year.
Damn.
And he's one of the biggest influencers in the world. And you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to say it right now, but he can verify that I put out my trades to his community and I made his community a lot of money.
That's dope, dude.
Yep.
That's insane. Are you doing options or are you doing just straight?
Mainly futures and a little bit of Forex here and there and a little CFD, but mainly futures. Yeah.
What does it mean if you this is off topic, but what does it mean if you see the same numbers in your everyday life?
Like 333.
333, 666.
So it means a couple things. It means you're getting a message that you're either doing something or you're not doing something. So for example, a lot of people, if they see the number 444 or 333, you have to actually break down what that means for you and your individual situation. So it's very complex in that. And you would actually need to look at the individual situation to actually, devour it. But for example, my mom, she texts me all this stuff all the time. She said, last night I had a dream. It said 1111. What does that mean? So in the context of the dream, 11 plus 11 equals 22. So that means you're not building or you need to destroy something. So you have to look at from the context of your life to actually be able to apply it specifically.
Interesting. Because a lot of people say 1111 is angel numbers.
Exactly. A lot of people do the angel numbers and stuff like that. In GG33, Gary's group, they don't really cover that because we're dealing with stuff at a much higher level. Gary would consider angel numbers kind of like basic, like elementary style.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. We go a little bit more advanced.
How much do you care about the astrology signs?
It's everything to me. It's everything to me. Down to what you do every day, that's what I care about. So, for example, you are born in the year of the ox. You're living in a snake city, right? So Las Vegas was founded in the year of the snake. So that's why you're able to pop off and do great numbers here because you're going with the energy. But also Nevada is a rat state. So rat and ox are soulmates. So you got the state working for you and then you got the city you live in working for you. So once you know how to apply this stuff and go with the energy, not against it, it's going to make your life better. So I tell people all the time, be skeptical. Do your own independent research and study it yourself because I was skeptical. I didn't believe in this. I remember one time Gary was driving. Oh, I was going to work one day. Before I went to work, I checked Twitter. This is back in 2018, before the day trading popped out for me. And Gary said something on Twitter. He said, it's a 4-day, so you're going to see a lot of police. I was like, all right, Gary, I think you're full of shit, Gary, but let's try this out. So I drove to work. I didn't see any police. I was like, all right, okay, cool. On the way home, I got hit up with traffic in La Jolla. And I had to take the streets instead. So I was about 2 miles from my house. I was like, this shit is fake, dude. I drove around the entire city. What the hell is this guy talking about? I haven't seen one cop. And as soon as the light turned green, choo, 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 choo. Literally four police drove right by me at the last minute. And that was my moment from the Matrix to say, hey, dude, this shit is real. Maybe you should look into it. And from there, I said, all right, before I pay Gary all this money to learn this stuff, which is worth it, let me figure out if I like the basics. So I went to Barnes & Noble, bought the basic books, studied it, reverse engineered it, looked at my family, looked at my mom, looked at my dad, looked at my sister, and said, hey, there's something here. Everything might not be 100%, but if it's 80%, 90%, then I can work with that.
Yeah. I moved smart on 4 days, bro.
Right.
It was June 13th, last Friday, and I was coming home from the studio. At least 4 cops I saw.
Yeah, exactly.
I drive the speed limit on 4 days.
Exactly. Yeah. And then since 4 days, you look at the number 5, right? And then you look at 5 as being travel, right? So if you look at the number 4, a little bit opposite of the 5. So on 4 days, expect delays when you travel. So if you're going to be flying, you're going to be traveling, expect when you get to the airport, there's probably going to be some type of delay. So yeah, when you learn this stuff, you know how to go with the energy and not against it.
When it comes to your address where you live at, do you care about the number on the house?
1,000%. 1,000%. The address you live in is going to mean much more than people know. So, for example, on my street or a couple streets up, there's a 7 address. When you add up the address, it equals 7. The number 7 is for poor health, bad health. At that address, we see ambulance, we see nurses, we see doctors coming in and out of that house. Every time I walk my dog, we have some damn new medical person coming in and out of the house, right? On the flip side, I have a 5 house right across the street. 5 is the number of the entertainer. We have cars in front of our house all the time. They're always throwing parties because they're a 5 house. That's the social house. Then we have a 9 house at the end of the corner, right? So that's the adaptability. So basically what that's going to do is that's going to take the energy from all the other houses around it. So that house is able to adapt to everything that's around it. So yes, the house you live in matters. A lot of billionaires, a lot of millionaires, their address equals 8. Okay. So my address in my house, it equals 8 because 8 is the number of money. 8 is the number of finance. And if I'm trading, I want to be in an address where it has friendly energy to me.
So you just add, say you live in the house like 1052, you just add the numbers?
Yeah, add all the numbers, take away the zeros, and then add that up, and that's going to give you the total number.
Got it. Yeah, so 1052 would be 8, right?
Yeah, 8. Yeah.
Damn.
Is that where you live? Is that? I'm not saying your address, but is it?
I'm 7. Should I give the number?
No, don't give the number. Yeah, don't give
I'll add it up later.
Yeah, add it up later. Add it up. Don't give it up.
So the city matters, the state matters, the country matters, and the house address matters.
Of course. Yeah. Wow. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you got to try to find what makes sense in all those.
Yeah, exactly. And then to help people, and this is not a plug or anything. I don't own the app, but Gary owns the app. It's called Q Web app. And what people can do is download it on the Apple Store and then just plug in your birthday, and it's going to tell you, hey, what clothing lines are good for you, what cities are good for you, what states are good for you, and then you can just use that to be able to find out what works best for you guys. And I encourage people to try it. I tell people, hey, I'm the most skeptical person in the world. And if it's working for me, if it made me millions of dollars trading at this point, then it could probably work for you as well.
Yeah, I'm using the app right now. I'm using it, planning out my honeymoon right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't want to spend my honeymoon in an enemy country.
Oh, hell no. That's going to be bad. That's going to be bad. So yeah, you and your lady, do what you guys got to do. Take it to the place where it's going to be friendly to you, and that's going to make the honeymoon that even much more better.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What's the strategy in enemy years? What do you do?
Stay out the way. So I tell people all the time, use your friendly years or your neutral years to work hard as heck and make as much money as you can. So in your enemy year, you can lay low. So that's the time not to have kids. Never buy a new car. Never don't do any major purchases during that year because it's going to be imprinted with enemy energy. Okay. So that's going to hurt you in the long run. So the strategy for your enemy year is just completely disappear, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
Okay. So in my enemy year with my trading group, I've already have someone that has rooster energy and snake energy that can take over for me in the goat year.
Smart.
Yeah. So they could take over and I'll just be in the background.
That's so smart because a lot of people in their enemy years get wrecked.
Yeah, of course. Bill Gates, born 1955, year of the goat, got divorced 2021, year of the ox. So enemy signs, right? And also too, Gary's put it out publicly, 1 and 9 are enemies. So when you look at somebody like Steve Jobs, he was a 28 life path, 2 and 8 equals 1. He married a 9 life path, and then he died from cancer shortly after.
Damn.
So this stuff matters. So and then on top of that, he was walking around with a product called iPhone. I is the 9th letter. So you're telling me you're a 28 life path and your biggest product is iPhone? That's going to cause some damage to you. So God bless him. God rest his soul. But the reason why he's not here anymore is because he was using a lot of 9 energy. And the reason why he was doing that is because when he learned numerology and astrology, he went to India. And in India, they don't talk about enemy numbers too much. And I think he got some bad information over there.
Damn.
Yeah.
9 is the death, right?
9 is the number of completion. Not necessarily death, but things end under 9, so you can consider death.
What's the rarest life path?
Gary doesn't consider them real life paths, but I would say 44 or 55.
Okay. Because
it's hard to get those numbers. But to get those, you usually have to be attached to another master number. So 11, 22 to get that. But those are probably the rarest ones that I've ever seen. The most common is probably like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But you're extreme rare. You're 33. So you're going to have that energy. That no wonder why your platform is so big, because you're here to influence, here to inspire people. So yeah.
Every 33 I met is doing something really interesting, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've never met like a bum 33.
The thing I like about 33s is they have the ability to think from something. And what I mean by that is they have the ability to, if they want to become a millionaire, they can just think from being a millionaire, and then that attracts it more faster.
Right.
They have that gift of manifestation. Like they manifest faster than other people. That's why when I'm around Gary, I tell him to say good shit to me. Like, don't say anything bad, Gary. Say something good. Even if it's not true yet, Just say something positive, because what comes out of his mouth manifests.
Yeah.
And that's how 33s are. What comes out of your mouth, what you visualize, it manifests faster than anybody else.
You think you'll ever dabble in crypto? I know Gary's kind of saying it's going to crash soon, but
Yeah. So for that, it's more long-term investments. I have a Bitcoin portfolio.
yeah.
And the reason why I do that is because I'm an ox. Bitcoin is a rat. So soulmate energy. But guys, crypto will crash next year. Next year, 2026, is the year of the horse. Crypto was founded in the year of the rat. So go back to 2014 and see what happened to crypto. It got slaughtered. That's the same thing that's going to happen again. That's not a woo-woo thing. Crypto will get slaughtered. A lot of people who are crypto millionaires will be crypto thousandaires next year.
Damn.
So it's just a natural progression. Not saying crypto is going to go away permanently, but in the horse year, you want to avoid trading crypto, and that's what you'll see happen. Now, it's not going to happen the first day of the horse year. Everybody's coming in the comments. Hey, it's the first day of the horse year. Crypto's still up. During that year, it's going to happen. So that's what's going to happen. Same thing that happened with Elon Musk. Born in the year of the pig. This year's year of the snake. Tesla got crashed. Now it got rebuilt over time, but we were the smart traders that were able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, you guys cashed out on that one.
Cashed out major on that.
When will the stock market crash?
So if you want to look at stock market crashes, look at the number 29. So October 29th, 1929 was the start of the Great Depression. Okay. Also, the biggest stock crash in modern day history was September 29th, 2008. So it has that 29 there. So if it's going to crash, it would more than likely be in a GOAT year, because the stock market is founded in the year of the ox. So to find that, you would reverse engineer what the 29s are for those specific dates, and then reverse engineer from there. But more than likely, if a stock market did crash, it would happen in the year of the GOAT. Okay. So for the listeners out there, if it's a GOAT year and it's the 29th, don't expect it to go down just because I said that. You actually have to do more advanced, readings to actually understand that. So you have to look at the cycle it's in. You have to look at the month. You have to look at, different things to actually be able to predict that. But it's usually going to start on an 11 day when it does crash.
Stock market founded in ox year. No wonder you're good at it.
Yeah, it's natural to me. When I was in fifth grade, they would go around the room and say, "Hey, what do you want to be?" And I just said stockbroker. I had no idea what it was, but I remember I would look at the newspaper. My dad would always read the newspaper, Union Tribune, San Diego. And in there, they would have, the stock quotes. This was back before the big technology. They would have them on the things, and I would see the Pepsi ticker. I would see the Nike ticker. I would see the Adidas ticker. And I'd be like, I don't know what this is, but I see this money here. I want to be involved in this. And I said that in fifth grade, and I didn't know that my life would take me that way.
That's dope. Your story gives a lot of regular people hope, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, the stock market is manipulated.
Yeah.
And a lot of the same companies own the same stock. But someone like you to make money, that's pretty inspiring, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just tell people all the time, I'm probably one of the most boring people you'll meet. So if I can be boring and do this, these guys out there, they're racing Lambos and doing this stuff with trading. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it if you know what you're doing. My goal with the 28 Club, which is me and Gary's, collaboration that we did, where we teach people how to trade with numerology. My goal was to make it so stupid that anybody can do it. Because Warren Buffett once said, one of Warren Buffett's, my favorite quote from him is he said, if you're going to own a business, you should make it so stupid that anybody can run it, because somebody stupid will eventually run it. So that was the same concept I took with my trading. I want to be able to make it so 1 + 2 = this. So if that equals this, do this. That's it. In a matter of 8 minutes, my traders are able to take their trades for the day and then move on.
Damn, that's quick.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's super quick.
Yeah. And for the record, we're giving Sean, he's going to get free access to the 28 Club, which is a $9,800 value. And the reason why is not only is he a good dude, our energy matches, but he's an ox and it's a snake year. So it's beneficial for me to give to another ox in a snake year because he can benefit from it. And that's how you do things. My karma will be beautiful because I'm taking care of another ox in a snake year.
Damn, I love that. I believe in karma.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of Buffett, he pulled out all his stocks. Do you think this method still works in a potential recession in the future?
Yes. Because what 28 means 20 years ago is what 28 will mean 30 years from now. Or what 33 means 10 years ago will be 33 now. So yes, for cyclical stuff, we're actually at the advantage, numerologists and astrologers, because we know when those cycles are going to crash and we know what to look for in those individual cycles.
Do we live in a simulation?
I believe so. Because if you look at the letter M, if we live in a matrix 13, so that shows you that everything is mental. So if you want to be successful, it starts in your mind first, right? It all starts with an idea. And the people who are the most successful are the ones who are able to transmute that idea and put it into their gut. So what I mean by that is the feeling is the secret. Another quote from Neville Goddard. So if you can visually see something, then it's already done. So everything that we have today started in somebody's mind. So that would be a simulation of reality. Because if I'm just sitting at home and I think, oh, this might be I'm not going to advertise anything, but this might be a cool microphone design. I had to have it in my mind first before it came out. Or if I wanted to create a camera, right? Or this Rolex, right? Somebody had to have it in their mind first before it actually came out. So if everything is mental, then that would mean that we live in a simulation.
Is that Rolex ox year?
Yeah, it's a snake year.
Snake year?
Snake year. So yeah, it's snake. It was founded the year of the snake. And of course I bought it because I'm an ox. And it wasn't for the symbolism. It was just to symbolize the time that I put in.
Yeah.
You know, it was symbolize the grind. It was symbolize the struggles, because I struggled, man. I'm not one of these traders that just show you the wins. I show you the losses. I show you how, I was sleeping on my sister's couch. I show you how I had a couch surf. I show you how I got a day job and just started from the bottom. It wasn't easy. So I don't want people to think it's easy, because it wasn't. It was really embarrassing, to be honest with you, to have some type of success and see your friends and family around you doing better than you, and people laughing at me saying, dude, why don't you go do something else? Or this numerology stuff is chick stuff and all that stuff. I was like, all right, man, I think there's something here, and I'm just going to follow my path. What your path is for you, that's your path. But what my path is my path. So I tell other people all the time, just trust your instincts, trust your gut, and it's going to lead you where it leads you.
I love that. Where can people get a reading off you, learn from you, and potentially be a customer of yours?
Cool. So all my socials are Runitup858. So you can hit me up on Runitup858 on Twitter, Runitup858 on Instagram, or you can go to wap.com/28club and learn more about me and Gary's service. So Gary Grinberg is my mentor. He taught me numerology, and I just worked hard and became his top student, one of his top students, and I started applying it to the stock market. So Runitup858 and also 28club.com/WAP.
Boom. Check them out, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace.
Crushed it.